Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Where's my
Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to our Dawson County Board of Commissioners work session. Today is November 17th, 2022. We appreciate everyone that's with us in attendance, as well as all of those that are listening to us online. All right, we'll start out with the new business that we have on our work session. First up is our county manager report. Miss Vicky.
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. I have to say, this is probably one of the most exciting meetings we've had since I've been in Dawson County.
It
'Cause all the
It
is.
is.
Sweet little faces are just
I
precious.
love it.
Yeah. The key indicator report for the month of October, as well as the list of agreements and contracts, is in your packet. The Marshal's office has been working with North Georgia Premium Outlets for compliance. The mall has done a lot of work with pruning and trimming of trees and bushes and has begun marking and striping the back parking lots. It also has received financial approval to begin cleaning the retention ponds, and there'll be more to come on this as it progresses. Happy to report that the move of Family Connection offices to the Good Shepherd Clinic behind Burger King has been completed. So they're all moved in. So that's great. Yesterday was GIS Day, and our GIS analyst Devin Cox gave out maps, information, and goodies in the courthouse lobby to staff and citizens. And we have a picture. There's Devin.
Cool.
So I think she had a lot of good comments from people.
Was
Awesome.
that today?
That was
Yesterday.
yesterday.
Yes. Oh,
Mhm, that was yesterday. So, the next item, our Epic participants did some Christmas shopping and gift wrapping at Rock Creek Park Gym today. And we have some photos for that too. I think they had fun. Oh, there's a dog.
oh,
It's like they had a good turnout.
I love this.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The annual free community drive-through Thanksgiving dinner hosted by the Rotary Club of Dawson County will be held from 5 till 7 p.m. Monday, November 21st at the Senior Center. County offices will be closed next Thursday and Friday, November 24th and 25th for the Thanksgiving holidays. The RFP Review Committee for the Insurance Brokerage Services currently reviewing bids, and it's expected to have a recommendation to the board in December. Some good news. The county has been notified of the award amount that we will receive from the National Opioid Settlement. In year one, we'll get $12,175.17. And in year two, we'll get $12,377.83 for a total of $24,553. These funds must be used for the improvement of the impacts of opioid use in the community. And so you all will need to determine how to best use these funds. The special runoff election for the Senate seat will run from November 28th to December 2nd from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And the runoff election day is December 6th. Human Resources received a check this week for $20,000 from Cigna for the Health Rewards Program. We've been waiting on that for a while. In conjunction with GMRC, the board has the option to update the topography mapping with the use of LiDAR. The cost to update the entire county would be $45,571, or to update a reduced area of interest, it would be $18,000. So what I need to ask you all is to give me your preferences on how we proceed. Do we go with one or the other, or not at all? And last, our fiscal year ends December 31st, and it's time to update our contracts that are currently in place. And one of these contracts is the recycling contract with Waste Management. And I have sent you updated information on this increase, and I would like to know what the board's desire is on continuation of this contract. So that concludes my report. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Miss Vicky? The LiDAR contract, which I know I saw some responses from a couple of board members in reference to that. Where we'd be flying the 400 corridor and that area over there, I think was the recommendation of staff
Yes.
as well. Will we need to vote on that, or is that Or could she do that if we just gave her a nod because it's within her signing capability?
Is it a contract actually, or? I'm not
Well,
familiar
it's,
with what
it's
you're
an
talking.
agreement, I guess, through GMRC. They have a vendor that does it. Other communities,
Are
kind
they
of
asking us to sign?
They do
the
ask us to
contract? Yeah.
sign it. Mhm.
So any contract of the county, I'd prefer it come to the board even when it's in spending authority.
Mhm.
But if there's a time situation that we need to have Vicky sign
We
it
could move
move
it to-
forward, we could bring it
We could-
back.
We could
to-
vote on it tonight.
I
Okay,
think we're ready to.
okay, then
Okay.
I
let's
think we're
let's
ready.
add it tonight. then.
Right.
And I think
Thank you.
we're ready with that. Are y'all ready to, and the other one as well, talk about the recycle tonight as well? We can vote on that as well.
That's a contract that expires at the end of the year.
Yes, the recycling.
As we're renewing it.
Needs to be decided on and by when. ASAP.
Probably, yeah, as soon as possible. I mean, no later than December 31st, because that's when the contract will expire.
You want to move both of them or you want to wait on that one until December 1st? Just move it.
I had some, I asked some people about the different option. I haven't heard back yet, but I don't know that I will. So.
Yeah, okay. Whatever y'all want to do. I mean,
Let's move it to the December, well, the first meeting in December. It still gives you a month.
yeah, you might get some, so we can do that one on the first. So, okay. We'll do the LiDAR tonight and then we'll move the other one to December 1st.
Okay.
Any other questions for Miss Vicky, comments? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
County Attorney report.
Yes, I do have an exciting report for tonight. As some of you may know, we've been working with Ann Stiles on a proposed donation of land to the county for some time. We first entered into agreement with Ms. Stiles back in August. We've been going through a due diligence period, and I'm excited and pleased to announce that we closed the transaction today. And so this results in the donation by the Ann Stiles family of 120 acres to Dawson County. It's located off of State Road, Route 183, the Elliott Family Parkway. And that 120 acres will be put to the use as a park in the future by the county. And I'd love to turn it over to Commissioner Fawcett because she's been living and breathing this one with me for some time and did all the work in getting this brought before the board. And it's such a wonderful opportunity. I'd love for her to say a few words.
I won't take credit at all, but how appropriate that all these children are here. And we closed on this today, 120 acres of beautiful property that will be used for a park. And I can just see all y'all running over that. Of course, this is the initial step. There will have to be planning as far as what it will be. Right now we're thinking about walking trails and bike trails, but we just have to thank Miss Ann Stiles for doing such a great thing and to be able to leave such a legacy. Now, she's not passed on, not that, but she'll leave such a legacy for all of these kids, and you'll be able to go outside and scream and yell to the top of your lungs. It's a fabulous thing, and I just don't have the words to thank her for it. And thank our attorneys for what they've done. It's been a lot of moving parts, and it's almost been a 2-year process since her call. It's almost been that long. So we're just so thankful, and we want you to enjoy it. And the county is just so blessed to have this. And we don't know what all it's going to bring, but it's good. It's good. So y'all just look forward to that because great things are coming. So that's it.
Yeah, I want to thank Ms. Stiles and her family too for this huge donation to the county citizens. I also want to thank our attorney staff for all their hard
Yes.
work, but a special thanks to you, Ms.
Mhm.
Sharon, because you put a lot of time and energy into this project to make it happen. Carrying Ms. Stiles
Man.
to and fro and back and forth and a lot of phone conversations and stuff. So I appreciate all that you've done to make this a reality.
Thank you.
And so it is a good day.
And good things come to those who wait.
Exactly.
It does. And it's another great day in Dawson County.
It
We've
is.
had a lot of great days, but and this is one of them.
It is. Ms. Davis, you got anything else?
No, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions for our county attorney? All right, so that's all we've got in our work session, and I'm going to move us right into So we're going to go ahead and move forward. All right, so keep getting turned off. Keeps going off. All right, you good over there? We good? We're running? All right, so we start out with a roll call. And as you can see, all 5 of the commissioners are here. We're honored tonight with our opening presentation, recognition of our Parks and Recreation Super Bowl champions, our elementary flag football, second grade football, and second grade cheerleading, and our Park and Recreation Director, Mr. Matt Payne. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. It is really one of those really fun days for Parks and Rec. We had such a wonderful fall football season. Not only did we have some winners that brought home our trophies, but we also had 2 other teams that made it to the Super Bowl and lost in heartbreaking fashion. So I could have had a huge room full of people here tonight, but we certainly do have some winners with us tonight. What I'd like to do is I want to go ahead and call out the particular teams to have them come up. So when I call you out, your team, I'd like for you to come up, and I'd like for the head coaches to come to the podium and just introduce yourself, and then introduce maybe your team real quick. And then we're going to do a photo opportunity, if that'd be okay with our commissioners.
Yeah.
So the first thing I would like to introduce is our second grade cheerleading squad. This was our second grade cheerleading squad. As you guys know, you cannot have a successful football program without the spirit of a cheerleading squad. And these guys brought it. They were
Amen.
great for our second grade boys to help them bring home the hardware this year. So we really appreciate those. The head coach of this team is Miss Alexa Bruce, and I'm sure you don't need the list, but if you'll just.
So we have Ava Bruce, Charlie Crawford, Haley Rexroth, Harper Martin, Sophia Brooks, and Ella Selman. And we have a lot more that weren't able to make it today, but they cheered very hard and they showed up and showed out for the football team. So I'm very proud of them.
Can they do a cheer? Alexa, can they do a cheer? I want to. That's what they do. Yeah, I want them to play football. Let's throw a football.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Y'all two come down on your list again. Okay. Okay. And before I get to our second grade boys, as you may know, Dawson County has entered into, about 3 or 4 years ago, we entered into what's called the Mountain Athletic Conference. Mountain Athletic Conference is our colleagues to the north of us. We're talking Fannin County, Pickens County, Union County. All of us get together and participate sports together. When we started the Mountain Athletic Conference, one of our goals was to eventually be able to start girls flag football. We started it last year on a very small scale. This year, each conference, each agency was able to put together a girls elementary flag football team. So the first ever girls flag football team, if you'll notice, it's blank at the top of our trophy. That's because they're going to be the first one there. That's our our elementary girls flag football champions, Dawson County Tigers. Come on. Our head coach for our Dawson County flag football is Coach Matt Montgomery. If you'll introduce your players just right quick.
Hang on to this.
You guys come right here.
Come on over. So yeah, I'm real proud of these girls. From left to right, we have Madeline Burke, Ivy Lawrence, Kate Jenkins, Ellis Montgomery, Aniston Gooch, Catherine Burke, and Kylie Schubert. And I'm just so proud of these girls. I don't know if you know, but last year they didn't win a single game. So they went from winless to champions. So
Wow.
And commissioners, finally, our 2022 second grade MFL football Super Bowl champions as our Dawson County second grade Tigers. Come on up, boys. Our head coach for our Dawson County second grade Tigers, Coach John Kenny.
John Keeney
Keeney.
Keeney is in Kansas. But I'm next in line, so I showed up. All right, so we have Sammy. We have Logan, Jet, Frank, Judah, Riley, Coleman, Gabe, Luke, Lil Keeney, Colton Gross, Leo, Weston, Paxton, Buddy, Brantley, and Waylon. Who'd I miss? I said Paxton.
He did.
And I think half the team is missing, but this may be the majority of them. One question, boys.
All right. Hang tight, everybody hang tight. Commissioners, if I could, I'd like for you guys to come down and do an individual with each individual group, and then we'll do one group, one big group. All right, so you guys come forward just a little bit. Y'all stand tight. I don't know. Y'all slide down this way. Slide down this way. Commissioners, if you'll- Chris. Y'all come right with the girls.
You gonna get in there?
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, please. Karen, come on up.
Okay.
All right. Is that everybody? All right, hang on. Guys, you want to come right here on the side for a moment. Let me get my flag football team. Flag football, the first ever champion flag football girl. Let's have one of the girls that's on this here in the front. Help you get right here with them. Who do we know again?
One, two, three.
Very good. All right, y'all just hang out here to the side for a moment. All right, let me get my boys right over here. Thank you. Right there. Coaches, y'all might can call in on the other side as well. Hey, Beast, turn around, buddy. All right, is everybody in? Okay, stand still, stand still, stand still, stand still. Cheerleaders, I want y'all to come sit on your knees right here in front.
You have a skirt, just be mindful.
Yeah, just right there. Flag football, you come in, get on your knees right here behind.
Squat down for me, there you go.
Now get real, there we go. And we can follow directions, amazing.
All right, everybody smile.
All right, everybody look my way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Very good. Now, everybody just hang tight. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the invocation and the national, or the, not the national anthem, who's singing? And the pledge of allegiance, and that's when we're real quiet, right? We're real quiet. So okay, we're gonna face up this way.
Everybody would please stand for the brief invocation at the flag. We'll bow your heads, please. Our dear gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the many blessings of life, and we thank you for all of these young people who are with us today. They are the future. of this great community, and we're proud and to have them with us. Thank you for their parents and all the support they get from them. Bless them, watch out over them, and care for them as they raise them throughout their lives. Give us knowledge and wisdom, Lord, to carry out the business of this great community, and we'll give you honor and glory for all that is accomplished in Christ's name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag Other hands roll.
Welcome to Lee. If you want to stay for the meeting, you can.
Yeah, of course.
I'll take it.
Lord, thank you. It's wonderful. This just adds so much energy to the room. Oh, it's wonderful. Suck the energy right out, don't it? Oh. It will, perfect.
I know.
Well, that's all right.
After party.
That's right. I'll cool them off, throw them in the pool.
Don't put a leaf cover over it.
Lord, no, if you could see the ladies.
So I got a mesh. It's almost like, it's covered in stuff. Keep the air off.
Yeah.
It's a very clean mesh.
I couldn't believe they picked that cheer. That looked like they hated that cheer because they couldn't remember. Yeah. I guess, yeah, exactly.
All right, with that, that was exciting. We'll get back to the rest of the meeting. So that was awesome. All right, so we move on down to announcements. Do we have any announcements? Okay, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. First up, we have the minutes of the work session held on November 3rd, 2022. Any additions or deletions? Motions.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Dooley,
Second.
second by Commissioner Gaines. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And those are approved 4-0. Next up, we have the minutes of the voting session held on November 3rd, 2022. Any additions or deletions? Motions.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Fawcett,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Dooley. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And those are approved 4-0. Next, we'll go to the approval of the agenda. Do have one addition to the agenda. We discussed, that will be a discussion of the LIDAR contract or with GMRC. And that'll go under new business. So do we have a motion with that one change?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as amended.
Motion by Commissioner Gaines,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Satterfield. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And that is approved 4-0. No one signed up for public comment in this segment.
No, sir.
We move on down to the public hearing. We have one public hearing tonight. That's an extension of an existing moratorium on the acceptance of residential rezoning applications. And that moratorium would be for all residential classifications, with the exception of the just individual ones that we discussed at the last meeting, where people could come and get individual stuff done. All right, so any other information the board needs, you've got a copy of that resolution before we open it up for public hearing.
If I could, Chairman, just to
Go ahead.
confirm, what has been excluded. So the moratorium would be extended, barring the acceptance of applications for rezoning to the following classifications: RT residential town, RS2 residential suburban, RS3 residential suburban, RPC residential plan community, RMF residential multifamily, RMHP residential manufactured, and mixed use village. Those would continue under a moratorium to a date that needs to be set by this board based upon how we think we're proceeding with our impact-free program. And we may need Sharon to update us on that. But other applications would be able to come forward, as the chairman mentioned. So I just-
CPCD, did you mention that?
We did add that.
that was
Yeah.
the discussion
Sorry.
that we had. So what was that one? The
CPCD,
CPCD will.
Commercial
also-
Plan Comprehensive Development.
Okay, so we'll add that one to that list.
It's in the new thing here.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
it's in there.
we've got an updated version. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
it's in the updated version.
Perfect. Great.
And you should have that in your package.
And as far as timeline, can you speak to what the timeline looks like?
We are scheduled to have the impact fee consultant, Ross and Associates, hopefully right after this holiday, meeting one-on-one with county manager and I was gonna say the public works director, senior staff, to work through his questions with each individual department as far as future capital improvements. And I will have a paper draft copy ready and hope to meet with you folks one-on-one if you would like regarding the code changes.
Cool. So
But I
timeline
still
is
don't know the
another,
date.
is that another 30 days? 60
90 days, 60
90
I would
days.
do 60 just because I don't know how long the consultant will take with the update. And then I hope to get the code changes onto the planning commission December 20th.
So 60 days out, Kristen, do you have a calendar and tell us what that date would actually be?
Is it from the 18th?
Be from
Well, we got.
today.
Be careful we don't.
I thought so.
December 17th, January 17th.
So just to confirm, Sharon, you think that it could be brought back to the board and voted on within 60 days? Because that's what we need to be careful that we don't get ourselves
Yeah,
stuck
that's what we
again.
did last time.
Well,
So-
we would have to have public hearings. I mean,
Correct.
True. So
So
Right,
do-
so
do
whatever
90 days,
changes-
Come back sooner, if we can.
Well, because we'll be updating the impact fee program, correct? And are
Correct.
there going to be some zoning changes as well, or no?
To the land use element,
Mhm.
yes.
So, yeah, so we'll definitely, once we're on go with the program and everybody's happy with the policy, then we'll have to advertise.
Correct.
So I'm not sure we could get it all back here by 60 days.
60 days is January 16th and your first meeting of
Is
the
the
new
19th.
year is January 9th.
So that's.
do 90.
It's not gonna-
So we would, the moratorium would stay in place while we go through the public hearings and
That's
everything,
correct.
obviously. So,
It needs
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then is it 2 public hearings?
That's what I was
Yes.
wondering.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well,
One at planning and
One at
one at planning and one here.
yeah,
So it had to be 90 days.
I think it'll have to be at least 90 days. And I think we need to be tracking that closely and pushing towards it, because what we can do, even if we haven't completed and feel like we're perfect on the document, we could still put the draft out and go ahead and advertise, because what often catches us is the advertising timeframe,
15 days.
getting it to the newspaper and so forth. So maybe we can calendar it for even at the 60-day mark to know that we need to get the ads ready.
Good.
Okay, so we'll
So
extend 90 days.
90 days is what's that date?
They also money with your meeting.
So yes, so let's make it fit a meeting, even if it's more than 90
Slightly,
days. Yeah.
So let's say February 16th. Can't give you the exact number that is, but can we say until February 16th is your meeting, so maybe it's.
We'll say that date.
Say that.
That date.
16th, okay,
Well, yeah.
February 16th.
We meet on the 16th.
We do.
Okay, so it should say through and including until, can we say February 17th if we meet on the 16th, just to
Yeah.
be safe? Okay, so February 17th. Thank you.
Any other information needed before I open up the hearing?
So this should clear up people that's been coming to us or calling
Yeah, they'll be eligible, the individual ones will be able to do.
the manufactured home.
It shouldn't be. This should solve that for them, shouldn't it? They should still be able to do it.
Or is that a rezoning for manufactured home park or individual lot?
Park. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I've noticed it's something on manufactured home.
But not, it wouldn't stop an individual, what you want.
Right,
Yeah, I mean, that's just the phone calls I've got. I think the chairman said he's got.
Yeah.
something, but,
Yes.
You know, people.
Yeah.
Miss down on.
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be a
Interest.
RMPH park, yeah. Yeah.
Shouldn't apply,
Be a park, yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't affect individual.
or individual getting, want to build a home.
Exactly. Okay. All right, with that, I'll open up this public here. Anyone here to speak on the extension of an existing moratorium on the acceptance of residential rezone? Anyone here to speak on the public hearing of the extension of the existing moratorium on acceptance of residential zoning applications? Anyone? Anyone here at all? Seeing none, I'll close that hearing. What's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion that we extend the existing moratorium on acceptance of residential rezoning applications, I guess as amended. Until February 17th, 2023. Give staff enough time with outside consultants to finalize the changes.
I got a motion by Commissioner Gaines,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Fawcett. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And that moratorium is approved 4-0. We move on to zoning. We do have one zoning this evening, and I'll go over the rules that are associated with the zoning. The planning director will present the application and recommendation of the planning commission. Then we'll hear from the applicant. And I'll open the hearing. We'll hear from those who are in favor of the application, and we'll hear from those who are opposed to the application. Each person wishing to speak will be allotted 3 minutes per our zoning guidelines. Anyone who speaks will need to sign in and give us your name and address. Also, if anyone has donated $250 or more to any candidate, you will need to fill out a form stating so. So with that, we have ZA 2222, Royce Flynn requests to rezone tax map parcel 119-039 from RSR residential sub-rule to COI commercial office institutional for the purpose of opening an office space. Ms. Sher.
Yes, this is an existing building that was operated for some period of time as a recording studio. There's been some remodeling interior. I am told that it did go through a commercial plan review at one point years ago. The applicant is requesting to rezone it for use as an office. The planning commission recommended approval with stipulations. The Public Works Director was kind enough to take a second trip out and look at the site. We were concerned about some of the asphalt and there was some in the right of way. And one of the stipulations that we agreed upon was let's, take all that out and then get landscaping and do everything. But he came back to me and said the way it is set working now is safer. And that if he pulled everything out, we may not accomplish much anyway. So that stipulation is being removed by staff. And then the other one regarding the landscape buffer, if we're not removing all the asphalt, we're not going to get the 10-foot landscape buffer. So sometime in the future, if it expands or it goes through any full commercial blown site plan, then, we may take another look at it. But its current request is to basically move in and open up a real estate business.
You want to read those other stipulations?
Office use only, no retail sales or display. Any expansion of the building footprint is limited to those changes to meet commercial codes. The commercial driveway permit, is also void since we're not doing that now. We will maintain whatever trees are along the front and commercial plan review permitting for the change of use. But what will equate to is our building official doing a courtesy inspection and walkthrough and make sure the building is safe.
Okay. Questions for Ms. Sharon?
Did any problems with environmental health get reconciled?
No, when they come back to us with their parking lot design, that's what triggered those concerns.
Oh, okay.
And they may be able to use the asphalt in front of the building. It depends. I think they're still working out some of those issues themselves. But certainly we have to make the state agencies happy too, if there's any changes.
Other questions for Ms. Sharon? Thank you, ma'am. Is the applicant present? Come on up. Tell us what you'd like to do.
Just gonna open, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Gonna open, just a
Give us your name and
Roy
address.
Flynn, Flynn. Just real estate office to educate agents better to sell real estate. You know, there's a calling for it. They used to have some more offices in Dawson. In the fall of the market, a lot of them closed down and never come back. And this is just a start. This, you know, because the county's growing again and see if there's interest in it.
Questions of the applicant? Thanks, sir. We may have some more later. All right, so at this time, I'll open up the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the application? Anyone here to speak in favor of the application? Anyone here to speak in opposition to the application? Anyone here to speak in opposition to the application? Seeing none, I'll close that hearing. What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Fawcett, seconded by Commissioner Satterfield. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote.
Quick question. Is going from RSR, so it was non-conforming before when it was a recording?
Yes, it was
studio?
owned by the church and I'm told that it's kind of changed uses over the years, but it
Right.
has been out there for some
It's just
time.
not- It was already being used as commercial essentially.
Yeah, it's never been used as a residence
Right.
No.
in its whole
That's
history.
what
It's
I'm
been used
told.
as a lot of different things, but it's always been some kind of either
there was
business
a
type
fire.
stuff. Yeah,
Right.
And if I'm thinking,
glad
about
to
it,
see
it's
it
right
set
next to where we bought that property.
is.
for
It is.
the
It
Yeah,
is.
fire
It is.
station.
Yeah.
it is.
Probably not a good place to have a recording studio.
I'm glad to see it settling down and actually be something.
Yeah.
This has been in limbo for years.
Long time, yeah. Any other discussion?
Oh, have we done? Oh, I didn't know.
Hearing none, please vote. All right,
Oh, okay.
and that's approved 4-0. So you're good to go. Uh-huh. Put that out of the way. All right, we'll move on down to the new business. First up, we have consideration of the health department remodel. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, James brought to us all the different things in our current health department that needed to be fixed. And myself and Tim and former county manager Headley went out there and met with them as well, and with Talbert. And there was a list that we collected and James worked with them. And he came back to us with a total of $60,968.86, of which $5,000 of that is for contingency. It was broken down into 4 different companies. The flooring would be done by Flax Flooring for $31,027.20. The painting would be done by All About Painting for $12,980. The door replacement would be done by Engineered Openings, $7,413.96. Electrical would be done by E-Systems Electrical, $4,547.70. And so, and it would be managed and watched over by our facilities department and Mr. Talbot. Any other information needed?
Wasn't there something in there about, we needed to give some sort of an exemption? It was like under, if it was 25,000, need to bid it out, but because there's some sort of exemption he was wanting. You remember that?
I think. 'cause
As
it's
in
broken
a
down.
waive.
I think it was because it
purchasing
was-
Policy ordinance.
I think it's because it's
Yeah.
broken down into 4
You
categories
bid that,
was
yeah.
what we
Yeah,
needed.
he's gonna GC it. If we would have gone to a GC, then it would have had to
Oh.
been bid out, but since he's GC and each one of these is
Okay.
a separate.
Can be
contract.
separated out.
Okay, all right, all right.
Any other information needed?
Is there any IT stuff that you guys do over there?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
No, I think they're pretty well set up on that. It's just, there was such an overload for the power system and
Right.
stuff that it was a hazard. I'm surprised it hadn't burnt down.
I know James, I'm just gonna say, I know James isn't here, but I do appreciate them being willing to
Oh,
GC
yes.
that, because that's saving us a lot of money, so.
I think he said that's about 20 grand.
Yeah.
Well, one room you had,
Yeah.
they didn't have a receptacle, or they couldn't control their lights. So they left their room, went to another room to turn the light off or on, or,
Yeah,
and couldn't get a plug in, so they had drop cords and stuff you're not supposed to have.
It was a mess.
and I think it's too worth noting that, since we are building the new health department, none of this stuff is gonna be thrown. It would have to be done,
Yeah, it's all gonna be
anyway,
good
so
going
it'll-
forward.
Yeah, it'll be there, whatever we do with the building going forward.
All gonna
so.
be good going forward. So no waste here. All right, so any other information needed? Motions,
Motion to approve.
okay? With using the 4 contractors.
Yeah, with using the 4 contractors.
All right. Motion by Commissioner Dooley. Second by Commissioner Satterfield. Discussion.
Can you state where you want it to be paid from?
Fund balance.
Fund balance, from fund balance.
Okay,
Thank you.
from fund balance, okay?
Unless the state's got any money.
They don't have. It's actually our building, so.
I know.
Yeah. Never hurt.
Never hurt to try.
Yeah.
That's right. They probably got more than we do, but they're not gonna spend it. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please vote. And that is approved 4-0. Next thing under new business, we have, we had some conversation about the LiDAR flyover thing, and I think we were pretty much interested in the $18,000 project that would do the eastern portion and the lake over the 400 area. Keep that up to date because there's been lots of changes to that since 2008 versus not many changes to the west side of our community since that time. Any other information needed? Motions.
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve. Chairman, I make a motion to approve and upon staff's recommendation of just doing the east side, not doing the west side, since we had a lot of change there.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Satterfield,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Fawcett. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And that is approved 4-0. No one signed up for public comment. Oh, you need to know where that's gonna come from too? Fund that out of fund balance. Gonna amend the motion to fund it out of fund balance.
Yes, sir.
Do I have a second for that? Motion to amend it and fund it out of fund balance from Mr. Satterfield, seconded by Commissioner Gaines. So we'll take up the amendment first.
And that was
Our
for a
last-
total of 18,000.
18,000. We'll just vote on that separately then.
Mhm.
18,000. Okay, so we'll just vote on that. All right, so funded out of fund balance. So any other information needed? Hearing none, please vote. And that's approved 4-0. So we will fund it out of fund balance and do the $18,000 LiDAR flyover. All right, no one signed up for public comment in this segment?
No, sir.
And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you for your attendance, both here and online.